Hello, this is Mike, and as you know, I actually create a lot of courses for pertaining to the utility industry as well as producing news here and there about the utility as well as various aspects of the energy industry. So in this video, I am going to look at China's concentration on photovoltaic supplies for solar panels. The success of China's reduction in solar photovoltaic production cost has led to it being a significant concentration of its contribution to the world's photovoltaic supplies. Now, the IEA have said in a special study released around recently, it mentions that securing a transition to net zero emissions will necessitate further efforts to expand and diversify global manufacturing of solar panels, whose global supply chains are now mainly concentrated in one country, which is China. Now, solar PVs have become the world's most cost-effective method of generating power, thanks to the Chinese industrial and innovation initiatives that were aimed at boosting solar panel manufacturing and markets. Now, this report from the IEA on the solar photovoltaic global supply chains research claims that this has also caused imbalances in the solar PV supply chains also. And over the past 10 years, China has increasingly replaced Europe, Japan, and the United States as the world's primary producer of solar panels due to its leadership in investment and innovation in this industry. And according to the report, China currently has a greater than 80% market share in all major stages of the production of solar panels. And based on the manufacturing capacity currently being built, this share is expected to increase to more than 95% in the upcoming years for key components like polysilicon and wafers. Now, China has played a significant role in lowering solar PV costs globally, which has numerous advantages for the transition to renewable energy. At the same time, governments must address possible issues caused by the degree of geographic specialization in these global supply chains. Global renewable energy transitions that are accelerating will put more pressure on supply chains to satisfy this kind of rising demand. But this also presents opportunity for other nations and areas to contribute to production diversification and resilience. Now, global solar photovoltaic deployment must increase at an unprecedented rate to meet global energy and climate goals. And this, in turn, necessitates a significant increase in production capacity, which raises questions about the ability of the globe to quickly create resilient supply networks. For instance, to achieve net zero emissions by 2050, yearly additions of solar PV capacity to electrical systems worldwide must be more than triple by the year of 2030. And by 2030, the capacity of the essential components of solar panels, including polysilicon, ingots, wafers, cells, and modules, will need to more than double from current levels. And production facilities already in place would need to be upgraded all over the world. Countries need to make sure that their transition to a sustainable energy system is based on solid foundations as they step up their efforts to cut emissions. Now, for global supply chains of this industry, they will need to scale up in a way that they make sure that they're robust, reasonably priced, and sustainable in order to make this a success. Governments and other stakeholders are starting to pay more attention to the supply chains used in manufacture of solar panels, as the cost of solar panels has risen by around 20% in the past year due to high commodity costs and supply chain bottlenecks. And these difficulties have caused delays in solar panel deliveries around the world, as well as each panel cost higher in this sense. And these difficulties are particularly noticeable in the market for polysilicon, which is a crucial component of solar panels. And according to a special report by the IEA, policymakers need to give these issues even more thought and effort in the future. From raw materials to finished goods, the paper looks at the supply chains for solar panels, covering topics such as energy consumption, emissions, employment, production cost, investment, trade, as well as financial performance in this industry. For instance, in this report, it discovers that despite the fact that coal plays a significant role in the regions of China where production is concentrated, solar panels still only need to function for 4 to 8 months in order to compensate for their manufacturing emissions. And when compared to the typical solar panel lifetime of between 25 and 30 years, this short payback period is actually very advantageous for our world, sustainability, as well as climate change. Further efforts to lower this footprint should focus on increasing the decarbonization of electricity sources and broadening the diversity of solar PV supply chains. A special research was done in which it evaluates the opportunities and the challenges of developing solar PV supply chains in terms of job creation, investment requirements, manufacturing prices, emissions, and recycling, because diversification is one of the important techniques for lowering supply chain risk globally. And this report concludes that by 2030, new solar PV manufacturing facilities along the global supply chain might draw investments totaling of 120 billion US dollars. And additionally, the solar PV industry has the potential to create 1 million new photovoltaic manufacturing jobs by 2030, with the production of modules and cells requiring the greatest number of workers. And thus, if you are looking to work for a career in the energy industry, you should focus on the solar energy industry, just because that there are a lot of future in the creation of solar panels and the utilization of solar energy in order to help our world to be more sustainable. Now, if you want to learn more about clean energy and renewable energy, I highly recommend you to take my Clean Technology Fundamentals Distributed Generation course to gain core knowledge for this topic. Now, this course will provide you not only the prerequisite knowledge that you need to understand what I'm talking about in this video better, but also provide you with essential industry knowledge that will no doubt help you propel your career to the next level. Also, upon completion of the course, you will get a certificate of completion, which you can show to your current or potential employer that you have mastered these fundamental concepts. Now, I have left the link to my course in the video description below, so be sure to check it out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.